Assalamu alaikum students. I'm Fatma Adnan and I'm here with another video related to the topography of Pakistan with the geography chapter. And if you have not subscribed my channel, which is Pak Studies Pro, please subscribe it, like the videos, share your comments and share the videos with other students. This chapter is according to the O-level syllabus, and I have covered all the topics which has been there in the last 10 years past papers. So I have accumulated all the data in this particular video, so it will be very useful for you people. So first of all, let's see the topographical features of Pakistan. But before that, I want to tell you what is actually topography. It is the study and description of the surface of the features of land, which includes both natural and artificial features, means man-made features. So topography means the study of geographical features on the land surface, such as mountains, rivers, and deserts. So topographical features of Pakistan की अगर हम बात करें तो we have northern and northwestern mountain ranges like Karakoram range, Himalayas and Hindukush. We have western mountain ranges like Safedko range, Waziristan hills, Sulaiman range and Kirthar range. We have Potwar plateau and Salt range. We have Balochistan plateau. We have Indus plains, which is divided into two parts like upper Indus plain and lower Indus plains. Then we have desert areas, Thal desert, Thar desert and Kharan desert. So these all are the topographical areas, topographical features of the Pakistan, and we are going to see all these areas in much detail in the later slides. So first of all, let me tell you about the topographical zones of Pakistan. If you can see on this map of Pakistan, you can see the northern mountains, the location of northwestern mountains, western mountains. You can see the Indus plains, desert areas, plateaus. So these are all the topographical features of Pakistan. And drainage over here means that the water channels, which are rivers, lakes and streams, which are passing through or draining an area. So you can see that Indus plains are drained by many rivers in Pakistan. So we are going to discuss all these in detail. So let's start it. Let's start with the north and northwestern mountain ranges. So there are three main mountain ranges. To the north and northeast and northwest of Pakistan, there lie three ranges called Karakoram, Himalayas and Hindukush. So you can see over here their their location on the map of Pakistan. So firstly, we will discuss about the Karakoram range. It means black gravel or black stone because these are the massive mass of rock and ice, black rocks and ice. It is believed to be the western extension of Greater Himalaya Mountains system, which is covering between Pakistan, India and China. And they are located to the north of the Indus River and stretch from Hunza to Shyok Valley. The range runs east to west direction and about 500 kilometers in length. Its average height is almost 6,000 meters and K2 is the highest peak of this Karakoram range, and it is the second highest peak in the world as well. These ranges have deep narrow valleys, vertically shaped cliffs form a very rugged landscape. Karakoram Pass is the highest and the Khunjra Pass provide link to China through Karakoram Highway, or we also call it Silk Route. River Hunza, River Gilgit and River Karakoram provide drainage to this area, and precipitation mostly is in the form of snow. A number of glaciers are also there like Siachen Glacier, Hisper, Biafu, Baltru Glacier and Batura Glaciers. There are steep slopes. Important valleys of these areas are these mountains are Karakoram and Hunza. Now, if we talk about the climatic characteristics, there is a severe climate which is very low, almost below freezing point most of the year. It has large daily range, means huge difference between day and night temperatures. large difference between sun and shade temperatures, precipitation in the form of snowfall, and there are also blizzards over there as well. Now, if we talk about the climatic effects, it is too cold to grow food for agriculture, and land is mostly frozen or covered by the snow, and people are forced to stay at home and adopt indoor activities most of the year like carpet making and all. No transportation, and often the roads are cut off because of the snowfall. People need to stockpile the food and fuel, and there is limited water supply due to the frozen pipes. There is a danger of avalanches and landsliding as well. So these are the main climatic effects of Karakoram range. Now, if we talk about Himalayas, the average height of Himalayas is about 4,000 meters. These ranges are located to the south of the Karakoram ranges, and they run east to west. They comprise the following sub-parallel ranges like Sivaliks, which are lower Himalayas or sub-Himalayas, lesser Himalayas, and central Himalayas. Now let's see these mountains on the map. So you can see over here in this map the Sivaliks, sub-Himalayas, the lesser Himalayas, and the higher Himalayas. Firstly, let's discuss about the Sivaliks, which are also called lower Himalayas and sub-Himalayas. Average height is about 600 to 1200 meters. They are most southern ranges of Himalayas, and the ranges cover the Rawalpindi hills, and these ranges have been mostly folded and faulted. Now, lesser Himalayas की अगर बात करें तो they are located to the north of Sivaliks. Their altitude varies between 1800 to 4500 meters. These ranges are also made by folding and faulting of the mountains, and these ranges spread over Rawalpindi, Ahmedabad, and Mansehra district. And they are mainly hill stations like Murree, Nathia Gali, Ghoda Galis lies in these ranges. And in winter, precipitation is in the form of snow, which limits the human activities. Now, if we talk about the central Himalayas, they are located to the southeast of the river Indus, which separates it from the Karakoram ranges. They mostly lie in Kashmir with an average height of more than 4600 meters. Due to great altitude, some glaciers like Rupal are found there, and there are many valleys like and lakes like Lake Saiful Muluk and Kagan valleys over there. Nanga Parbat is the highest peak of the Himalayas, and some deepest valleys and gorges are being also located there. River Indus is the main source of drainage of this area, and lakes are like Saiful Muluk and Satpara are the main lakes. Now, if we talk about the Hindukush, it is located to the west of the Karakoram and Himalayan mountains, or northwest of Pakistan. So their average height is about 5000 meters, and these ranges guard the north and northwestern borders of Pakistan, make a natural border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, and the main bodies of these mountains lie in Afghanistan, where it acts as a nest of earthquakes. So these are barren mountains. They have steep slopes, fast flowing, and are typically fast flowing rivers are there. And Trichmir and Naushak are the highest peaks of this area. These ranges occupy the Chitral district and northern areas of Pakistan. And there are some glaciers over there. There are some rivers like Kabul, Khizr, and Mastuj. There are some important passes like Brogal Pass, Shandur Pass, Babusar Pass is over there. Precipitation is in the form of snowfall in winters particularly. Chitral, Dir, and Swat are the most important valleys of this area. Now, if we talk about the Kohistan, Swat, and Dir ranges, they are located south of the Hindukush mountains. They are sub-parallel ranges run north to south. These mountains are separated by rivers, and the Kohistan mountains lie between the Indus and Swat rivers, and the Swat mountains between the Swat and Panchkora rivers. The Dir mountains are between the Panchkora and Kunar rivers. So in north, they rise like from 5000 to 6000 meters, and then they descend towards the southward direction. So the Lavari and Chandur are the important passes, and precipitation in the form of snow. Agriculture is practiced in the river valleys, and tourism industry is promoting due to a scenic beauty of the ranges in that area. Okay, now discuss the life and economy in the northern mountains. It has highly rugged landscape, unusually cold winters with heavy snowfall, and difficult and narrow mountain passes, and difficult to grow crops on a larger scale. So it is very hard to develop infrastructure of roads and other infrastructure and set up major industries. There is a shortage of safe drinking water. Severe climate makes this region extremely inhospitable. So population density is very low, extremely low, and transhumance and semi-nomadic lifestyle is mostly practiced there. Now, if we talk about the human activity in the northern areas, crops such as wheat, maize, potato, peas, barley, and millet are cultivated as terrace farming. And fruit farming such as apricots, peaches, plum, cherry, apple, and dry fruits planted are also grown there. And where there is availability of water, limited agriculture and settled lifestyle is also practiced. In winter, people are bound to stay at homes and adopt indoor activities such as cottage industry, for example, carpet making, rug making, straw items, embroidery, etc. And limited amount of seasonal earning is done from tourism. Livestock farming, usually transhumance, which is a seasonal migration of farmers with their herds of livestock. In summers, they go to for grazing of their animals to the upper pastures, and in winters they come to the valley areas. So this seasonal migration is called transhumance, and it is practiced there. And trade activities between major towns like Murree, Rawalpindi, Gilgit and Punjab, Kangan and Punjab is also done by the trade routes. Now, if we talk about the economic potential and importance of northern mountains, we have huge water reservoirs for hydroelectric power production, and snow-capped peaks melt during summers to drain water into river Indus and its tributaries, which irrigates the vast Indus plains. We have historical passes which connects Pakistan to China and Afghanistan. A natural border to China and Central Asian republics is there in the form of Karakoram Mountains, and a land route through Karakoram highway has been opened to carry out the trade. Now, a source of valuable minerals and timber and fruit is also there, and forests also act as a natural habitat to the wildlife. It also provides raw material to several industries like furniture, chipboard and chemical industries. Scenic beauty also promotes tourist resorts, which are the source of income for the local people during summer season. And mountain peaks provide protection to Pakistan against the cold winds from the Central Asian republics, and the temperature does not go down below freezing point over the upper Indus plain, and the climate remains tolerable throughout the year. There is limited regional trade due to difficult landscape and transport facilities, by the way. Now, if we talk about the effects of human environment on the physical environment, particularly in those areas, there is a threat to physical environment by growing population, soil erosion and landslides, obviously. Deforestation is done due to failure of supply of natural gas, and people had to meet the needs of the livestock, construction of roads and rapidly growing population. So these are the main causes of the deforestation in those areas. Water pollution due to is negligible by the tourists and the government, and it leads to the waterborne diseases. So it's a major issue. Now, if we talk about the drainage of the northern mountain areas, Indus and its tributaries are the major drainage feature in that area. Indus originates from Lake Mansarovar and it is joined by river Swat. Indus itself joined river Kabul at Attock. It also forms deep valleys and gorges in its course. and it takes a southern turn at Kalabagh to enter the Indus Plain. In northern mountains, western and eastern tributaries of Indus also provides drainage like river Gilgit, Hunza, Kabul, and there are many waterfalls, rapids, streams and springs in its course. So this is the drainage of the northern mountains. Now, if we talk about the passes of the northern and northwestern mountains, there are many international and national passes. International passes means that which connects Pakistan to other countries, and the national passes which connects one area of Pakistan to another area of Pakistan. So there is Khanjar Pass, which connects Pakistan to China. Mentaka Pass, Pakistan and China, Kilik Pass, Pakistan, China and Afghanistan. Then we have Khyber Pass, which connects Pakistan to Afghanistan, Mazari Pass, Broghal Pass. Then we have Kurram Pass, Tochi and Gomal Pass. Then in national passes, we have Shimshal Pass, which is a very important pass in the Karakoram range, Khojak Pass, Shandur, Babusar Pass, Lawari Pass and Balan Pass. And these passes mostly comes in the CIA syllabus, in the CIA papers, so you should know the locations of at least the international passes and 3 to 4 of the national passes. Now, if we talk about the western mountains, these mountains border the western territory of the country and the western branches of the Himalayas. These are lower in altitude and then the northern mountains, and these ranges receive less amount of rain in winter. These ranges run north to south direction, making the boundary between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Now, these can be divided into Koh-e-Safed, Waziristan Hills, Sulaiman Range and Kirthar ranges. Now, if we talk about the Koh-e-Safed range, they are located to the south of the river Kabul, and river Kurram flows in its north, and they have eastward trend. Their height is up to 4,700 meters and they are mostly snow covered called White Mountains. Sikkim is the highest peak in the Koh-e-Safed. Now you can see over here the location of these peaks as well. Now if we talk about Waziristan Hills, the height up to is 3,500 meters, and these hills are located at the Kurram and Gomal rivers. You can see it over here. And they form a rampart between Pakistan and Afghanistan, except Kurram, Tochi and Gomal passes. And these hills are very rich in mineral, and Bannu is the important valley in these areas. Now, if we talk about the Sulaiman range, they are also called Central Mountainous Range. The average height is almost 1,500 meters, and they are located towards the west of the Indus River. They run for a distance of 480 kilometers. And the highest peak of this area is Takht-e-Sulaiman. Now, if we talk about the Kirthar range, the height is up to 2,000 meters, and they are located to the south side of the Sulaiman range in the Balochistan Plateau. And these ranges form a border between Sindh province and the Balochistan Plateau. And they merge into a low hill ranges of Sindh, and the area is drained by two rivers, Hab and Lyari River. Now, if we talk about the life and economy of the Western Mountains, there are factors that limit the human activity, like it has a very rugged terrain, cold winters, and there is a lack of vegetation. There is high cost of developing infrastructure like water, power, gas supply, transport system and irrigation. It is difficult to promote mining and other industries there. It is difficult to provide health and education services. Now, the next one is the human activity or the human environment. The nomadic livestock farming, goats, sheep and sheep's rearing is very common there. Mining of limestone, gypsum and marble is done there. Large scale of crop farming in the valleys like Peshawar, where there is Wasik Dam on the river Kabul, and it provides water for the irrigation. So rice, wheat, sugarcane and tobacco has been cultivated there. And sugar, tobacco and cement industries are there in Peshawar, Kohat and Mardan, and road and rail transports in these valley towns are common. Now, If we talk about the mountain ranges of Pakistan, we can see this resource material. You can also take the screenshot of this resource material because it is very important. If you want to prepare for the northern, northwestern or western mountain ranges, these all things you are needed to remember. Like the main mountain ranges, their average height, the highest peaks, only the first highest peak of that particular mountain, the important passes, important valleys and important rivers. If you can memorize this table, you are prepared for the northern, northwestern and western mountain ranges. So this resource material is very important for you. Now if we talk about the plateaus now, so the plateau, what is actually a plateau? It is a large upland area which is almost level and usually bounded by steep slopes, and it is located between river Indus and river Jhelum. And we are particularly over here talking about the Potwar plateau, and it is also called a flat topped mountain, like a highland area which is flat in nature and it is on a height, so it is called a plateau. So in this map you can see that this is the location of the Potwar plateau and the salt range, which is adjacent to Potwar plateau. So now if we talk about the main features of the Potwar plateau, the average height is about 300 to 600 meters, and it is in the northwest side of the Punjab province. And the plateau covers the district of Rawalpindi, Jhelum, Mia Valley and Chakwal. There are many ravines, ridges, gullies and troughs and residual hills in this Potwar plateau. And what are these features? We are going to discuss it later. It is also called a badland topographical area. Why? Because it has a lot of limestone and salt ridges, and they change with time and with the rainfall. So it is called a badland topographical area. Rock salt, limestone, gypsum, oil, coal, gas are the main minerals of this plateau, and Swan Valley is the important valley. Mostly there are dry valleys and steep slopes towards the south side. Now, if we talk about the lifestyle of the Potwar Plateau and the Salt Range people, we can see that a settled lifestyle is practiced there. Farming depends on rainfall, means it usually do the barani farming, and because the rugged landscape does not allow canal irrigation, like wheat, maize, barley or gram are cultivated over there. Now the question over here arises, what is barani farming? If you want to know what is barani farming, you should you should watch the agricultural development video. So rich mineral deposits like gypsum, limestone, soapstone, rock salt, marble are available there, are present there. Ceramics and chemical factories are established there. Coal and oil industry is very famous there, like Attak Oil Refinery is near Rawalpindi, and which it extracts the oil from the Potwar Plateau and refines it in that refinery. And agricultural institutes like University of Arid Agriculture is over there. Infrastructure is available and area is accessible by road, rail and air transport due to urban settlements. Now the next plateau is the Balochistan Plateau. It is a large upland area which is almost level and usually bounded by steep slopes, and it is located in the southwest of Pakistan. Now if we talk about the main features, you can see in the map below that the main features and the main location of the Balochistan Plateau is visible. It is located on the west side of the Sulaiman and Kirthar range, and it separates it from the Indus plain. Its western boundary is marked by Iran, and northern boundary is marked by Afghanistan, and by southern by Arabian Sea. Now the area is devoid of natural vegetation because of the very less rain, and landscape is covered with rugged mountains. There are narrow streams. There are some rivers which join the Indus, forming the western tributaries of river Indus, like river Zob and Kalachi. And there are some which falls into the Arabian Sea, like river Hab, Paroli, Hingol and Dasht. There are, the plateau is rich in mineral resources such as natural gas, oil, gold, silver, copper and coal. It covers by small hill ranges, valleys, plains and water bodies. There is dry climate over there, and this plateau is divided into following natural topographical features which you can see on the map, like the northern basins, western basins, mountain ranges and the coastal areas. The mountain ranges I have explained earlier. Basin means that the areas which are little bit depressed like a basin. So these are called the basins. Okay, now if we talk about the lifestyle of the people of the Balochistan, we can see that the rearing of animal like goats and sheep is the major occupation of this area, and the farming is practiced through Karez irrigation. Rain is occurred in the winter by western depressions, and grapes are cultivated near Quetta. Marine fishing on the Kharan coast provides living to the people at this area, because the whole coastal line which is in the Balochistan is called Kharan coast, and marine fishing is the main occupation of people living in the Kharan coast. Gwadar port has a great potential for domestic as well as for in the international trade, and road transport is available only to the main towns, and air transport is even more limited over there. Local traffic consists of camels and donkeys, and density of population is very less as well because of the rugged landscape. But there are many economic resources like minerals, a variety of metallic and non-metallic minerals, partly totally untapped, like copper, chromite, gold, gas, gold, silver are present there. If we talk about agriculture, fruit farming is in cool areas, and Karez fed oasis in southwest of Balochistan provides plum, peaches, apples, apricots, pomegranates, grapes and almonds in abundance, and it has a great export potential of almost like 75% of the total production is of very good quality. Then in vegetable seeds, like chilly weather for transplantation and warm dry weather for flowering and ripening, the vegetable seed is readily available in the many parts of Balochistan. So it is very favorable condition for the vegetable seed growing. And for livestock farming, like nomadic farming and is practiced there. Important products are just like wool, goat hair and skin for both domestic needs, and for export as well is used. Now if we talk about fishing, marine fishing on the Kharan coast is about the 30% of the total fish catch, which is quite low by the way, because it has a long Kharan coast in Balochistan plateau. Subsistence and commercial fishing, both type of fishing is used there. And if you want to know what is subsistence and commercial fishing, do refer take the reference of the fishing video. Gwadar, Pasni and Omara are the three major ports with potential of deep sea fishing development at Gwadar. So these are the main economic resources. Now if we talk about the future prospects of Balochistan plateau, the exploring and exploiting of mineral wealth is the main priority of the government, and especially copper and sandek and gold and rekdik can develop Balochistan to the to increase its wealth. And then there is a deep sea fishing port at Gwadar, and setting up a more modern fishing institutes can supplement income from fishing industry. Setting up export processing zones, which are also called EPZs, and industrial states at Gwadar can boost the economic growth as well. And developing of modern transport systems like coastal Makran highway will connect Balochistan to the rest of Pakistan, and it is a very useful highway as well. Now let's discuss the Indus Plains. It is an extensive area of level or gently undulating land, and usually it is low of altitude, and this is the main area in which Indus and its tributaries drain that area, and that is why it is the agricultural. It is known as the agricultural hub of Pakistan. The Indus Plain was formed by the alluvium laid by the river Indus and its tributaries, and it is subdivided into Upper Indus Plain and Lower Indus Plain. In this map, you can see this is the Upper Indus Plain in the green color, and in the peach color, it's the Lower Indus Plain. And the river Indus is a mighty river of about 2,900 kilometers long, and its source is Mansarovar Lake in Tibet, and the Indus flows from east to west between the huge mountains of Karakoram and Greater Himalayas, and then it flows downwards, southwards towards the Arabian Sea. So it covers the whole of Pakistan in the from north to south direction. So if we talk about the tributaries of river Indus, so you can see over here, tributary actually means a river or a stream flowing into a larger river or a lake. So the river Indus is joined by a number of tributaries from the right and from the left. You can see in the picture as well. So in general, the right and the western tributaries are small and carry a lower amount of water, like river Kabul, river Gilgit, Kurram and Gomal. But the number of left hand or eastern tributaries are major rivers which carries large amount of water, like these rivers are Jhelum River, River Chenab, River Ravi, Beas and Satluj. And eventually all of them join at nearby Mithankot, and from there they flow as one stream and under the name of Panjnath. So before they join the Indus, from there onwards, the Indus makes its way to Arabian Sea, and it is joined by any other, it is not joined by any further tributaries. So as I told you earlier, Indus Plain is divided into two parts, Upper Indus Plain and the Lower Indus Plain. So let's first discuss about the Upper Indus Plain features. Over here you can see the tributaries first. This is the Indus river. You can see over here on the right hand side there is Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj and Beas, which is coming to Indus, and from left hand side Zob, Gomal, Kurram, Kabul, Swat river, they are merging in the river Indus. Now if we talk about the Upper Indus Plain, its features, the area between Attock and Mithankot is called the Upper Indus Plain, and it is located in the northern part of Indus Plain, and normally it is flat and it stretches over the whole Punjab province almost, and river Indus and its major tributaries flow here, like river Jhelum, Ravi, Satluj have joined river Chenab at Panjnath. So these all rivers actually flows in Upper Indus Plain. The average width of the Indus is about 1.4 kilometers till Kalabag, and after that 1.6 kilometers near Sakhar. And both erosion and deposition takes place, and there are meanders, oxbow lakes, braided channels, levies are present in the Doab areas. There are many doabs and bars in that area, and the main landforms are the active floodplains, old floodplains, scarps, alluvial terraces and bars. Now we'll see one by one what are these. First of all, we'll see that what are active floodplains. It is a strip of a flat land 2 to 3 meter high from the river level and about 15 kilometer wide. It is flooded every year by the start of the summer when the glaciers melt, or maybe the monsoon season, and fresh alluvium is deposited each year, making it ideal for the agriculture. There are meanders, oxbow lakes, braided channels and levies are present in the active floodplains, and these are those plains which eventually immediately flooded by the water when there is a high amount of water in the river. So it is the immediate banks of the river, about 15 kilometer wide. Now old floodplains are also the flat areas. They are flooded every 7 to 8 years due to the severe flood. If there is a severe flood, then it will go to the old flood area as well. Old alluvium is deposited there. There are also meanders, oxbow lakes and braided channels over there. It is highly suitable for agriculture. Then we have scarps and bluffs, which are the steep slopes, and they are fit for agriculture as well. Then we have alluvial terraces and bar uplands. These are the strips of flat land on the highest point across the Doab. These are the flat areas. Also, old alluvium is deposited there, and they are fit for industries, houses, and agriculture. In this map, you can see over here that this is the river, and immediate banks are the active floodplains. Then we have the old floodplains, and then this highest point is the alluvial terraces, which are best for the living purposes and for the industrial purposes. Now, if we talk about the Piedmont plains, these plains stretch out from the base of the mountain, and Piedmont plains are located at the foothills of Sulaiman, Kirthar, and Himalayan mountains. And this is the most dominant feature of the Piedmont plains are the alluvial terraces, which I am going to tell afterwards. So these are basically, what are these? These are the plains which are in the foothills of the highest mountains. So when there is a rainfall, it comes and it accumulates over here in the plains. So these are called the Piedmont plains. Now, if we talk about the alluvial terraces basically, what are these? Alluvial terraces are the fan-like deposit made by a river at the base of a hill. So when a river flows from the mountain, or a stream flows from the mountain towards the foothill, you can see it makes up a fan shape like this. So this fan shape is actually called alluvial fan. So the whole area which is covered by the stream of the water, this whole area would be called a alluvial fan. So I hope that these are clear to you. You can see over here, this is the original picture of the alluvial fans, and you can see that this whole area which is have the fan shape is called the alluvial fans. Now, if we talk about the Doabs, it is the area between the two rivers, and it is called a Doab. You can see over here, for example, the area between the river Indus and the river Jhelum, it is called Singh Sagar Doab, and so on. So we have different Doabs in Punjab, and this area is the most fertile area for any crop. So that is why Punjab, and especially the upper Indus plain, is the agricultural hub of Pakistan. So we have Bari Doab, Rachna Doab, Chhaj Doab, Singh Sagar Doab, and many other Doabs as well. So it's a main component of the upper Indus plain. Now, if we talk about the lower Indus plain, we have the area between the Mithankot and Thatta. It is called lower Indus plain. It is located in the southern part of the southern part of the Indus plain and Pakistan. It is stretches over the whole Sindh province approximately, and river Indus flows alone over here, and it flows to the Arabian Sea, and the width is about 1.6 kilometers wide over here. So it is quite wide, but there is a lot of deposited materials flowing with it. There are meanders, oxbow lakes, braided channels over here. There are questas over here. What are these? I am going to tell you. Piedmont plains are also present in this area. Now, first of all, let me tell you what is cuesta. It is kind of a ridge of a limestone with a steep slope and a gentle slope. The steep slope of a cuesta is made also by a scarp, and the gentle slope of a cuesta is known by a dip slope of a back of the slope. You can see it over here that the deposited material is lying here in the river just like this, and this is called cuestas. Now the next one is the Indus Delta, the tidal delta. Delta is a triangular deposition made by the river at its mouth, and it is called delta. Delta is the area where the river is meeting the sea. So you can see that there is a lot of deposited material over here, and you can see that the Indus is in this picture it is shown that the Indus river is divided into many distributaries over here. So if we talk about the features of the Indus Delta, it is located to the south of Thatta, and the smaller distributaries are present there, and the sea water often fills up the the distributaries, and there are many mangrove forests over there. There are some depressions and deltic areas, and there are some oxbow lakes as well. And there are some deposition of alluvium over here. There are some dhans which are called oxbow lakes. Mangrove forest के लिए ये बहुत ideal जगह है. And the conditions of the formation of delta is that the river must carry the load and the river must deposit the load at the end. So you can see over here the river is flowing towards the delta, and it is divided into many distributaries. So this area where it is divided into many distributaries is called the delta. So now let's discuss the last topic of the topographical features of Pakistan and its desert areas. Desert is basically a large barren area of land that has a very less rainfall or maybe no rainfall at all. And the most important deserts of Pakistan is the Thal desert, which is in Punjab. Then we have the Thar desert. It has three parts: Cholistan, Nara and Tharpakar, and then we have Kharan desert. In this map you can see that this is the Thar desert, which is in Punjab, then the Kharan desert, which is in Balochistan, then we have the Thar desert, which is comprised of three parts: Cholistan, Nara and Tharpakar. So they are in Punjab and Sindh respectively. So if we talk about the features of the desert areas, they experience very hot summer season, and air conditions, there have arid conditions over there, little or no rain in some seasons. Winters are very mild. They experience a lot of dust storms. Hot dusty winds blow during May to September. There are sand dunes are present over here, and sand plains are present there. There is large daily range of temperature. People adopt nomadic life and rear goat and sheep. There is almost no agriculture due to shortage of water. There is no vegetation mostly. And if we talk about the lifestyle of people and in the desert areas of Pakistan, people mostly adopt nomadic lifestyle in summer due to extreme hot and lack of water. And people keep goat and sheep. Camels are widely used for transportation. Rabi crops are somehow cultivated in some of the parts where there is availability of water oases due to Kara's water system. And if you want to know about the Kara's system, then you should refer to the water resources video. Handicraft industry is related to hide and wools, which is popular. Density of population is very less. If we talk about the limitations and problems of the desert areas, it has harsh climate over there. There are mild winters and there are very extremely hot summers. There is high variability in day and night temperature over there. It is very difficult to grow crops due to less water, and nomadic lifestyle is practiced there. There is infertile soil, and lack of infrastructure is also a challenge in the desert areas. Now there are some important terms at the end which I want to clarify. What is gully? Gully is a channel formed by flowing water along a hill slope. You can see over here that these defined slopes are called actually gullies. Then what is ravine? Ravine is a narrow deep channel which is larger than a gully, and it can be on the foothill as well, like this. If we talk about the trough, it is a long deep valley, as you can see in the picture. Ridges, it is a narrow range of hills or a ridge which is long or rather narrow upland area with one or more steep sides. So these are called ridges. Residual hills is the isolated block of rock remaining after an extended period of erosion and has lower and surrounding hills. This is called a residual hill, and you can see these kind of residual hills in Potwar Plateau, where there are limestone ridges and they change their their features with the rainfall. And then we have avalanches, the huge masses of snow that move down the slopes, and these are called avalanches. Then what is a landslide? You can clearly see in the picture the movement of rocks and soil down the mountain slopes known as the landslide, and you can see the photograph of the landslide. Then what is a meander? Meander is a zigzag winding course of the river is called a meander. Like this is a river is going in a zigzag manner. So this sharp turn. Oxbow Lake is a curved river channel cut off from the mainstream. So when the meander is, is having a deposited materials on the curves, you can see it over here. When the curves are, covered with the deposited material, the zigzag pattern has been cut off from the main river, and that curve makes up the Oxbow Lake. Then we have levees. These are the natural embankments built on the banks of a stream by the deposition or the deposited materials. You can see over here that these are actually called the levees. And then we have braided channels. What are the braided channels? Basically, these are the channels which flow into the shallow interconnected channels divided by the deposited materials, and you can see it in the delta areas, that these are the deposited materials and these are the distributaries of the river. So these were the important terms which I wanted to discuss, and I hope that the most of the terms are clarified to you, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.